Fucking hell, what have I done there? I've got the intro all wrong, people. We're going to roll with it anyway. There'll be no countdown. I've pressed the wrong button, but life's good. Big up to everyone that's locked in already. Apologies for the lateness. Apologies for the shambolic start as well. Oh, now what's going on? Something's playing in the background. Jesus Christ. This has been a terrible, terrible start to the show, but we're here. Big up to everybody that is locked in. Big up to all of you guys. Make sure you smash the like, subscribe if you're new around here. All of that good stuff. We've got a packed show for you as always, guys. Make sure you're smashing the likes. Make sure you subscribe if you're new around here. And, of course, get involved in the chat, people. We have got talk on Chelsea potentially returning for Mike Maignan. We have got talks on the stadium as well. Bad news in regards to Earl's Court. We have got talks on Chelsea's future plans for transfers in 2026 and 2027. And, of course, a look at how our young stars did in the Champions League in midweek as well. There's loads and loads to dive into. We might also have a little look ahead to the Arsenal game as well. I've got a preview dropping tomorrow morning with Potts, and then we're also going to be potentially doing something with Lee Judges as well. I just need to get that sorted out, guys. But there'll be loads of Arsenal content coming. Let's say hello to a few people, and then we will get this show on the road. But before we do that, guys, as always, a quick reminder. Make sure you check out Jersey's FC Soccer Shop. Link is in the description. Use code BLUEBROTHER for 20% off, guys. Names, numbers, patches, whatever you want on the back. Home kit, away kit, third kit. You can get it there. Good quality, affordable prices. Make sure you're looking fresh throughout the upcoming season. Jersey's FC Soccer Shop. Link is in the description. You could get your hands on this long sleeve home kit that I'm wearing at the moment. Very nice. The long sleeves are back in action. But anyway, big up to everyone. That's enough about all that. Let's get straight into it. Let's start with the Mike Maignan news then. This is from Sacha Tavlieri. I think he's a French/Belgium journalist. He was to be fair, he was pretty good throughout the summer. We have to give him his dues here. And look, whether this is true or not, I don't know. But it's Chelsea news. It's put out there, so we're going to discuss it and we're going to go through it. He is saying that Chelsea have launched Operation Mike Maignan. Now, this obviously is coming back to the goalkeeping situation again. And what I would say here is that this has potentially been accelerated given the fact that essentially Philip Jorgensen wants out. He wants to leave. He's got a chance of being Denmark's number one at the World Cup, and he wants to leave in January to go and play more first-team football to secure his place as his country's number one. I get that. It makes sense. I understand it. Obviously, the final decision is down to Chelsea as to whether they sanction a departure or not. But if the Blues do sanction a departure, guys, then obviously we need to get a replacement in to maintain our depth in the goalkeeping position. And this is perhaps where this Mike Maignan situation comes in. Now, I don't look at this as a move for January. I'd be very, very surprised if we did in January. I think Chelsea will look to keep Jorgensen in January. I honestly don't see us sanctioning that departure because I just don't think we're going to recall Mike Penders from loan when he needs to be playing and he's still so young. And I don't think we're going to pay money to get Maignan in January and then just suddenly displace Robert Sanchez when we could have done that 6 months ago. I'm not entirely sure here, but free transfer next summer for Maignan. We know he wants to come to the Premier League. We know he wants to try it out. And, he could be laying some groundwork there for a free transfer in the summer, which will then allow us to give Penders the time that he needs to go and develop. And we certainly wouldn't be rushing him. We certainly would not be rushing him, which is an important thing. Anyway, this article here stipulates that the Blues are looking to free up a goalkeeping position. Chelsea is accelerating behind the scenes and are actively working to reorganise the goalkeeping department with a clear objective to pave the way for the arrival of Mike Maignan. To accommodate a new number one goalkeeper, Chelsea must simplify the current hierarchy in goal. Among the options being considered, the departure of Philip Jorgensen is being seriously examined. The young goalkeeper, someone with a future in mind, could leave London to make room for Mike Maignan. According to our information, Chelsea have reopened contact with Maignan's representatives after learning the Frenchman does not intend to extend his contract with AC Milan. We knew that in the summer anyway. I don't know why this is saying it's an unexpected situation. It's not an unexpected situation. Everyone knew he was never going to renew. And apparently Chelsea appear to be the most determined club. The Premier League is apparently a childhood dream for Mike Maignan, and he has opened the door to discussions and is not opposed to a move with the Premier League representing a challenge worthy of his ambitions. They also add that Juventus are interested, but currently Chelsea holds the advantage and have taken the first concrete steps and have a sporting project which is likely to convince the France number one. Now, what do we make of all this? What do we make of all this? Because obviously we have to give credit where it's due, guys. We have to give players their props when it's due. And Robert Sanchez, fair play to him. Used to be shy, now he's all right. That's where we're at with Sanchez. Sanchez this season, red card aside against United, has been really, really good. He's making big strides forward. He's making improvements. And the big errors that he has been making seem to be, I don't want to say totally eliminated, but he's definitely reduced the amount of errors that he's making, for sure. And it would be a harsh decision, but I think deep down in our heart of hearts, guys, we know that we do need an upgrade on Robert Sanchez, but he has improved and he has been good this season. That there's no escaping that and there's no denying it. But if an opportunity comes to sign a top-class goalkeeper, then in my opinion, you have to take it. If Jorgensen leaves, then obviously, will Chelsea just look to bring in another number two with the ability to challenge Sanchez in the long run? Or will they look to go and bring in another number one and move Sanchez on? These are all things that we're still kind of waiting to find out. But obviously, we're looking at further down the line. But, when a player like Maignan available on a free transfer, there's going to be multiple clubs interested. And you have to start, putting the wheels in motion and getting the conversations moving pretty quickly. That is what you do need to be doing. Yes, big up, brother. Sell Philip to AC Milan. Well, I mean, we could do that. Jorgensen can leave. Sanchez playing well. Need a second keeper. Yeah, look, we're going to need another goalkeeper anyway. Big up, brother. What about Penders? Yeah, look, Penders. Chelsea definitely view Penders as the long-term number one. There's no doubt about it. But he's still only 20 years old. This is his first season in one of Europe's top 5 leagues, and I think he needs at least a couple of seasons on loan at Strasbourg. So bringing another goalkeeper in would allow us not to need to rush the development of Penders or take a decision with Penders before we feel comfortable doing so. I'll take him on a free as well. Yes, big up, brother. Agree with the strategy. People forgetting about Penders. Yeah, look, people do forget about Penders, but we've also got to be realistic and accept that right now, Penders is not really. Penders needs more time to develop. Chelsea definitely view Mike Penders as a clear and obvious long-term number one. It's just about getting him the playing time and getting him and developing him until he's ready to come in and do that. And that is certainly not going to be at the end of this season. I think, he needs another season as well as this one on loan. Are the Murillo rumours real? I wouldn't say the latest ones are real. It is true that Chelsea have held interest in Murillo in the past. We'll obviously get onto that in due course. But yeah, they have held interest in Murillo. But he's a player that would cost a lot of money. He's a player that's under contract for a number of years. So again, it makes the deal difficult. Who would you buy in January? I mean, look, if it was down to me, I'd sign Mark Gurhey in January because I think that would massively help us out. I'll be so honest, guys. We'll get on to sort of transfers in January a little bit further into the show, but I'm really not expecting an awful lot of business in January in terms of incomings. Sanchez is better, fair enough. Yeah, Sanchez has been very good this season. No, it absolutely doesn't. The only thing I would say on that is, though, will Maignan come to Chelsea if the pitch is you need to compete to be number one? Will he want a guarantee of being the number one to come? That's the thing that we need to. That's what we need to, have a think about here. Is Maignan coming on the premise of I want to be the number one, or is he coming on the premise that I'm happy to challenge? These are what we need to. These are the things that we need to find out, guys. We desperately need to find these things out. Yeah, guys, road to 20K. Well, first of all, road to 19K. We're about 30 subscribers away now. So every new subscriber would massively help me out. So if you're not subscribed, please do hit that subscribe button. We are 30 subscribers away from 19K. So come on, guys. We can definitely get this done. We can definitely get this done. So please do smash the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Bro, I've spoken about Sanchez just then. Potentially, you never know. You never know. Big up, brother. Here in Japan, I've met lots of Chelsea fans. Yeah, I'm sure there's loads of Chelsea fans in Japan. Bro, he's not ready right now. He's not ready. Yeah, look, we'll always have a look. We'll definitely always have a look, but we don't tend to always do the right thing. Yeah, we do. Well, I mean, yes, but a much, much worse version. I mean, Penders and Sanchez and Maignan is definitely nowhere near a Czech and Courtois, but it's a solid. It would be a solid set of keepers. I wouldn't say loving, but they're appreciating, what he's doing right now. He has been playing reasonably well for us, and so fair play to him on that front. Fair play to him that he has been doing reasonably well, and that's fair. Palmer, I think Palmer will be on the bench against Arsenal. If Palmer doesn't make the bench against Arsenal, then he will definitely, in my opinion, be in the squad for the game against Leeds. 100% he'll be in the squad for the game against Leeds. Absolutely. So I expect him back in the next couple of Premier League games. Garnacho has been good for us. Yeah, run the likes up as well, chat. Run the likes up as well. The only question, why would Guehi choose Liverpool while he also has... I'm not saying Guehi will choose Liverpool. He might end up choosing Liverpool, but he'll wait until the end of the season and he'll pick whatever team he wants, or he'll sign a pre-contract agreement with a club in January. I don't think Guehi will leave mid-season, particularly in a World Cup year as well. He'll stay at Palace, and in my opinion, he will leave on a free at the end of the season. The fan base is buzzing right now. Yeah, look, we're on a good run at the moment. 4 wins in a row, 4 clean sheets in a row. Just smoked Barcelona in the Champions League on Tuesday night. And we've got a huge, huge opportunity to put down a marker and a statement against Arsenal on Sunday. A massive opportunity to make a statement against Arsenal on Sunday. It would breathe new life into our season if we were able to beat them. Bro, we need a backup keeper for Sanchez in case Sanchez needs a rest. Yeah, look, obviously Jorgensen's that guy, but if we let him go, then absolutely. Yeah, Murillo is a good centre-back. He absolutely is. Yeah, bro, to be honest, most of the fan base have been behind Maresca. Most of the fan base have been behind him. So I'm not really sure what's been going on, to be honest, because I've criticised Maresca on a few occasions this season because he's got things wrong and it's not been good enough. But ultimately, he is doing a very, very good job right now. A very good job. I don't think so, bro. I really don't think so. Sort of getting older players in on loan is not been something that this ownership have done whatsoever. And I'd be surprised if that. I'd be very surprised if that changed in January. I really would be surprised. I really would be. Yes, big up. Yes, big up, brother. Yeah, massive night on Tuesday. Yeah, same again Sunday. We go again. We sell Tosin. We should be falling over to sign Guehi. The Diamonde hype has massively died down. Chelsea, if Chelsea are going to do a centre back in January, they'll probably recall a Sarr or an Anselmino. I don't see us going to buy someone personally. But again, you never really know what the club are going to have planned. Yeah, Murillo's not going anywhere in January. That's going to cost a significant amount of money. I'm glad to see we're going in for Big Mike. Well, look, by the way, I'm not. By the way, I don't know how true this news is, so we just have to wait and see. We just have to wait and see. But I do think that there are things going on behind the scenes to try and get a deal done for Maignan. And this is perhaps being accelerated by the fact that Chelsea probably would like to let Jorgensen leave, but we need to bring someone in before we can do that. But look, to be honest, it feels weird talking about Chelsea and not talking about the goalkeeper as an issue right now, because right now the goalkeeper is not an issue. The goalkeeper is not an issue right now, but there are some really important decisions that need to be made. In the goalkeeping department. You know, they need to be looking. They need to be looking. No, he's not leaving Forest in Jan. Yeah. Yes, big up, bro. Yeah, it is. Or was it like Super Robert Sanchez? He used to be shy. Now he's all right. Walking in a Sanchez wonderland. There's only one Bobby Sanchez. One Bobby Sanchez. He used to be shy. Now he's all right. Walking in a Sanchez wonderland. That's the one. Quite funny. You won't catch me singing that in the stadium, though. I don't think it'll get going in the stadium, to be perfectly honest, but we'll see. He is, but he's not leaving Newcastle after just joining. I think any goalkeeping issue should be left till the summer. Yeah, I agree. But if Chelsea are serious about letting Jorgensen go, then it might have to happen in January. But I have to be honest, chat, I would still be surprised if Chelsea signed Maignan in January. I don't really see us looking to. I don't see us looking to do that personally. But I could be wrong. But he's earned the trust of the fans at the moment, Sanchez, and he's playing very well. So fair play to him. And it's nice not to be talking about Robert Sanchez in a negative light. It really is. We go Sunday with the current squad. Beating Arsenal is all that matters. I agree. Beating Arsenal is all that matters at this point. Sanchez ain't bad as Chelsea. No. The thing with Sanchez has always been right. His fundamentals are decent. You know, in terms of shot stopping, he's very, very good. The problem with Sanchez has always been his decision making and the fact that he's very prone to making a number of high profile blunders. That's the issue with Sanchez. He's very open to making a number of high profile blunders, and we can't really afford for that to be happening on a regular basis. If Maignan goes in, is there any possibility for Sanchez to be our number one goalkeeper next season? Yeah, look, I think there still would be. You know, I honestly think that if Maignan comes in, then they would battle for that number one position, and Maresca would obviously make his decision in the pre-season. But you feel like if Chelsea were to bring in a player of Maignan's caliber, then I feel like Maignan is not coming to Chelsea. In my opinion, at this stage of his career, he's not coming to Chelsea if he's not number one. That's my thing. That's my thing. I don't know if Sanchez is better than Maignan. He might be in better form potentially right now, but I think overall he's not better than Magic Mike. He's not better than Magic Mike, in my opinion. So there we are with the Mike Maignan stuff. It's an interesting one. It is an interesting one. I for one, I don't know. I have to be honest, chat, and you'll remember back in the summer, I was fuming in the summer when this deal fell through, and we didn't get the job done. We decided to walk away. We just wasted weeks on end. And we had a genuine opportunity to sign a top goalkeeper, and we refused to take it. Now, let's hope we don't make the same mistake again. Let's hope the same mistake's not made again. And if we can get this guy on a free transfer, then fair enough. You have to respect it. You have to respect it if we're able to get him on a free. But it's clear that we're putting the wheels in motion for something, and this has been accelerated by the fact that that Philip Jorgensen wants out. That's what this is being accelerated by. Chat, come on. Talking of accelerating, let's get these likes up. Come on, people. It massively helps out with the YouTube algorithm. It's shafting people a bit at the moment, so make sure you're smashing that like button. There's 37 likes, guys. There's over 70 in the building. Get this up to 50 likes ASAP and keep pushing beyond that mark. Come on, chat. I would really appreciate it. Big up to the community. How is Penders? Penders is doing well at Strasbourg at the moment. He's having a good season. He's put in some impressive performances. So yeah, fair play to him. He's adapting well, and he's doing well so far. So yeah, there looks like there's we're going to have a top keeper in Mike Penders, hopefully for years to come. That is clearly the that is clearly the plan. That is clearly the plan here. Yeah, and I think that's possibly going to happen. Yeah, that could also be agreed. That could also be agreed. You know, that could also be agreed. Agree in January and get him to come now. Yeah, there's a possibility that could happen. Maybe I might stick it on. I'd rather go for a centre back over Maignan at this point. Yeah, I do hear you. While Sanchez is actually doing reasonably well, I do think probably a top centre back maybe benefits this team more. I think a top centre back does maybe benefit this team more, but again, we have to wait and see, don't we? Well, we have to wait and see. But look, I think everyone's aware that the two positions we are needing to improve upon are goalkeeper and centre back. Those are the two areas that we do need to improve. So hopefully we will improve in both of those areas, and I'm sure we will in the upcoming windows. I just don't know if it's going to be with the quality and with the kind of players that the supporters are wanting, but only time will tell if that's going to be the case. Now, changing tact from the goalkeeping situation, we're going to go into a little bit of an update from Sky's chief football reporter, Kaveh Solokol, in regards to the expectations for this season and kind of Chelsea's future transfer plans. Now, he tweeted this last night, and it's a Q&A article on Sky, which we'll dive into, guys. Chelsea have zero expectation of winning the title this season. Top four the target. Not one of the favourites for the Champions League either, but it's knockout in February, and they're one of the top 10 sides in Europe. Chelsea building for next 5 to 10 years. They don't want to be Esteval or Cole Palmer FC. The target is to have a squad with 6 or 7 Estevals and Palmers. Maresca will not be judged just on trophies. Head coach regarded as masterful in way he has rotated his squad. 102 changes this season, and Chelsea chose to sign Esteval and not Endrick, and they got ahead of rivals after 3 years of scouting, aiming for more Estevals every summer. So that is that's clearly what is going on here. But in terms of the recruitment, you look at what Chelsea have got coming in. Satpayev, the 17-year-old Kazakhstani forward from Kairat Almaty, scored in the Champions League last night. He's coming in. You've got Giovanni Quenda coming in. He's ripping it up at the moment for Sporting Lisbon. You've got Mike Penders, obviously. You've got Dina Adonez, the 16-year-old centre-back arriving in a couple years' time, January 2028. He's arriving. Chelsea are building not just a squad for now, but also, as I say, a squad for the next 5 to 10 years. That's what we're looking at. Building for the next 5 to 10 years, and it's going to be interesting to see how this does actually work out. But Chelsea's football leadership team have been totally overhauled since the new American ownership arrived in 2022. They now have a team of 5 sporting directors And one of their most important jobs is making sure Chelsea stay a step ahead of their rivals when it comes to buying the stars of tomorrow. 18-year-old Sporting Lisbon winger Giovanni Quenda is joining in the summer. Two 17-year-olds, Kairat Almaty forward Dastan Satpayev and Corinthians left-back Denner are also due in London at the same time, along with Strasbourg striker Emmanuel Amiga. 16-year-old Ecuadorian centre-back Dina Ordóñez is moving from Independiente del Valle in January 2028. So you can see, chat, how Chelsea are obviously building for the future with all these young stars that are coming, but they're also hoping to develop a team for the now as well. Now, I personally feel that we are doing too much in terms of the next few years, and I feel that there should be more focus. There should be more focus on the here and now, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. I think there should be more focus on the here and now, but I do fully understand that they're also looking to the future as well with all these young stars. Quenda looks very, very good. Quenda looks very, very good. You know, he's more than an exciting player. More than an exciting player. I'd slow it on Satpayev a bit though. He's great, but I think he'll be more important at Strasbourg rather than Chelsea. Look, long way to go. Long way to go. He'll obviously go to Strasbourg next season, I think. Yeah, but who would you sell in centre back? As we have Fofana, Badiashile, Colwell, and Fit. I'll be honest. The players that are going, Tosin, Badiashile, maybe Trev will go as well. I feel bad about saying that, but I think there's a chance he will go. I think 3 or 4 centre-backs leave next summer. Yeah, look, other teams are going to get better, but we are also getting better. It just depends at what rate are we getting better at. That's the thing. At what rate are we improving compared to other teams? That's what we need to be. That's what we need to be looking at. I honestly think we could see a revamp of the centre back department, like we saw a revamp of the front line this summer. I honestly think that is something that we could see. Guys, with 3 likes from 50, smash the like button. Come on, people, run it up, run it up. 3 likes from 50. Get to work, guys. Get to work. We can beat Arsenal. Yes, we can beat Arsenal. I want 2 trophies to be bare minimum for us. Look, we all want to win trophies. Trophies at the end of the day, we can't be turning our nose up at those. No, I don't think we'll be seeing Satpayev for a while either. I agree on that. What about Hato? Yeah, look, Jarell Hato, you know, he's young, he's learning still. He's obviously a left back up to Cucurella. He's not going to play an awful lot. I think we'll see him start one of the Leeds or the Bournemouth games because there will be some level of rotation in those matches. And they'll obviously start against Cardiff in the Carabao Cup as well. There's no doubt about that in my mind. They'll obviously start against Cardiff in the Carabao, and then we obviously we go from there. But yeah, look, the future is exciting at Chelsea. But as I've said many times, I'm fed up of saying, oh, you know, Chelsea are going to be good in X, Y, Z amount of years. I want us to be taking strides forward to show that we're good now, that we're good right now. What are we doing to make this team better right now? I don't worry about the plan for the future. We're looking up some of the best youngsters in world football and some of the most exciting talent. That's fine by me. My issue is that being overlooked at the expense of what we're doing right now. Yes, you've got Esteban balling. Quenda's looking excellent. Satpayev's looking very good. You know, you've got Ordóñez, who apparently is the best centre-back or one of the best players at his age group in South American football right now. No, bro, I totally disagree. I totally disagree. Fofana is one of the main reasons why our defence is suddenly, you know, looking a lot more solid. He's outstanding. He's absolutely brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant. There's no two ways about it. There's no other way to put it. He is absolutely superb and has made a big difference to to our front line. To our back line. You know, there's a reason why we're looking much, much better defensively. Yeah, bro, I talked about this the other day on stream. Like, the situation that we're in here is that, you know, the Oracle deal was apparently close, but then Matt Law gave an update on the London is Blue podcast saying that a lot of the reporting of the Oracle stuff had kind of jumped the gun a little bit, and it was nowhere near as advanced as what people were making out. Nowhere near as advanced as what people were making out. Yeah, look, there's a good player there in Badiashile. 100% there's a good player there in Badiashile, but I agree. You know, I fully agree. You know, there's too many injuries, too many setbacks. Every time you feel like he's building up a head of steam, he then gets injured and suffers a setback, which is obviously far from ideal. Yeah, look, I think ultimately there's a good structure and like there's a good long-term plan in place. I just don't know how long it's going to take for us to be successful in the Premier League and to get to a point where we're winning the major trophies. I understand that, you know, the ownership they don't just want to win once. They want to set up and be sustainable so that we can win year in, year out. I get that. But right now, I know we're second in the league, but it still feels like, chat, that we are quite some way from winning the league. Any update on Lavia? No, they reported a few weeks ago that he'd be out for at least a month. Hopefully he's back to play some sort of role in the Christmas fixtures, because we could certainly do with him for that. We could certainly do with him for those fixtures. Succession planning is good, but I'd like to see more immediate pressure from the SDs, killer mentality in the window to get efficiency. Yeah, look, I think on the whole, the business has not been awful. I still maintain that we missed an opportunity in the summer. I do still maintain that. I think we did miss a big opportunity to go and make a statement in the summer. Yeah, sure. No, I don't necessarily disagree. What else are people saying? Yeah, look, Palmer. I think the groin issue with Palmer, I think, is fine now. It's very much the broken toe scenario. But Chelsea have had a boot specially adapted for him to get him back as quickly as possible. And I'd be very, very surprised if he wasn't in the squad for the game against Arsenal on Sunday. I would fully expect him to be in the squad. No two ways about it, chat. I'd fully expect him to be in the squad. Fofana's now becoming more reliable. He's on that Reece James program of building the fitness up. Fofana, I think, now is moving away from that unreliable stage. And if he can stay fit, then he's moving into that stage of becoming more reliable. Lavia, I agree, is still in that unreliable status at the moment, as is Benoit Badiashile. No, there's no new update about Palmer. The expectation is Chelsea are hoping that he's going to be fit for the Arsenal game. If not, I suspect he'll be back for Leeds or Bournemouth. If it's not Arsenal. That's the situation that we're in with that one. Bro, he's not going to go straight into the first team squad. We all know that he's going to be loaned to Strasbourg or whatever, or maybe loaned somewhere else. You know, yeah, this is not someone that's going to be coming into the first team squad next season. I think we're all fully aware of that fact. We are all fully aware of that fact. Make no mistake about it. What are we saying here? Yeah, bro, look, the media and all those kind of things have massively improved under this ownership. The access obviously is evolving. The content's getting better and better. So, yeah, look, the social media stuff has obviously improved massively. But the main thing we're looking for are the improvements on the pitch, chat. The improvements on the pitch. Yeah, potentially. I think, look, Tuesday, Sunday, I think is a big enough gap. If it was Wednesday, Saturday, I don't think he would have played. But Tuesday, Sunday, I think is decent. Yeah, quite possible. Quite possible. Let's wait and see. Yeah, we are getting Omega. Complaining? What have I complained about? What have I complained about? I'm a bit confused here. Or was that to someone in the chat? Would you keep the same front three, or you bring in? Yeah, this is a difficult one, isn't it? This is a difficult one. I don't really know, to be honest. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Look, if everyone's fit and ready to go, I'd be tempted to stick with the same team that smoked Barcelona. I really would. What I would say is you can't leave Esteval out. You cannot leave Esteval out. And if you do bring Delap or Pedro in, you're going to move Neto to the left, play Esteval right. The only change I would potentially make for this game is Delap in for Garnacho, and you put Neto on the left. That's the only change that I would potentially make. That's the only change I potentially make. But otherwise, yeah, I'd stick with the same team. I would stick with the same team. Because it did a very. I think Esteval will start. I think you have to start Esteval. You have to. I don't think we can be in a position where we're not starting Esteval against Arsenal. You must. I think he will start. Oh, less than 45. I think less than 45. Yeah. But anyway, look, we'll get on to a bit more of that. But look, Chelsea don't want to be an Esteval or a Cole Palmer FC. I fully obviously understand that. It's interesting, isn't it? Because, we've obviously, to get Esteval, I mean, in this thing here, they're saying that clubs such as Real Madrid, PSG, and Barcelona were watching Esteval closely, but it was Chelsea who wanted him most. Esteval chose to join Chelsea because he believed in what the club was building. He wanted to play in the Premier League and live in London, and he knew he would get opportunities to play. Chelsea had been scouting him for 3 years, and they chose to sign him instead of Endrick. Now, I think there's probably going to be a little bit of spin on that, because Chelsea did desperately want Endrick. There's no escaping that. We were bitterly disappointed to miss out on Endrick, which is why we went so strong and acted so fast with Esteval, because we had to. We absolutely had to. It's not even a risk to start Esteval in this game. It's not even a risk. Yeah, we look. If we win this game against Arsenal, it's a major statement, chat. A major statement. It really is. Major statement, because then we go 3 points behind, and you beat Burnley, Barcelona, Arsenal in a tough week. I said in the match review after the Arsenal game that teams will start taking us seriously if we beat Barcelona. Teams will start taking us even more seriously if we beat Arsenal. They will absolutely start taking us more seriously if we beat Arsenal. We owe Arsenal a beatdown. We owe them a beatdown. We owe them a victory. Because we haven't beaten them at Stamford Bridge, I think, since 2018 or 2019. And we last beat them in 2021 at the Emirates. We've not beaten Arsenal for 4 years. I mean, that's awful. Absolutely awful. No, I don't think we're going on a losing streak. No, look, we'll lose games. And we could easily lose on Sunday. Look, I think we have to be very, very realistic, chat. We have to be very, very realistic. We could easily lose on Sunday. There's no escaping that. There's no escaping that fact whatsoever. We could easily lose on Sunday. Let's just say it for what it is. Yeah, this is absolutely spot on. It's way too much of a risk not starting him. Yeah, that's probably what I would go with. Unless you go with Santos in the midfield. I think Maresca's now starting to trust Santos a bit more now. But then Gusto was very good against Barcelona, but came off at half time because he was on a booking. So it's a tricky one. You either do that or you go James at right back and you put Santos in midfield alongside Caicedo. Those are the two options. Those are the two options that we've got. Yeah, come on, people. Keep smashing the likes. Yeah, keep pushing these likes, mods. We're moving up towards that 60 like mark. Let's get this to 75, 80 likes, chat. We should really be hitting 100 likes every stream. So please do smash that like button. It massively helps out. And please keep subscribing to the channel if you are new round here as well. We are not a million miles away now from so yeah, you know, let's hope so. This is the thing, right? Look, understandably, we're not favourites for this game. As much as we hate Arsenal, we have to accept, guys, that right now they are superb. They're playing very, very good football, and they're going to be very hard to stop. You know, defensively, they're rock solid. Midfield is very good, and going forward, they can cause problems as well. We have to accept, guys, that we're not the favourites for this game, and Arsenal are a very, very good team. However, underdog Chelsea is a dangerous, dangerous beast, and we have more than got the ability to go and cause them problems and to score goals. You've got to remember, guys, we are the second. We've scored one less goal than Arsenal in the league this season, and we have got no Cole Palmer in this team. Look at how well we've done so far without Palmer. No Cole Palmer in this team at all this season, and look at what we've been doing. You know, think how much better this team could be when you drop a fully fit Cole Palmer into it. You know, this could be unbelievable. This could be unbelievable. This could be unbelievable. And there's a lot of there's a big chance for us to make a statement. A big, big chance. And we've proven we can go toe to toe with the best and get the results. We can get toe to toe. We can go toe to toe with the best. Bro, Shim's not going to make. I'm telling you now, Shim Waheka is not making the first team. I'm just going to be straight up and honest. He's not making the first team. The people might not like that, but that's the reality. He's not making the first team. You know, that's just the reality of the situation. Shim is not making the first team at Chelsea. Very few of the current academy will make it to the first team at Chelsea in terms of being. They might make the odd appearance here and there, but in terms of becoming an established part of the setup, that they're not. You know, they simply aren't. We have to be honest. It would be. We struggle against low blocks. We're not beating Arsenal. Bro, Arsenal aren't going to play a low block. They'll come out and play. You know, there will be space in behind and there will be opportunities for us to go and attack them. There 100% will be opportunities for us to go and attack them. So I'm not really sure why people are saying we can't we can't go and beat Arsenal. We absolutely can go and beat Arsenal. Yeah, we do. Before Barca game, I told the chat, I don't believe Chelsea can play 2 solid games in a row in 3 days. I don't know. We're going to find out. I think we're capable of doing it. So let's find out, and let's see what we're going to do. Let's see what we're going to do. No, I don't think Maresca rates Shim that much. I'm not saying that Shim is bad. He's doing very well at that level of football. But the step up from that level of football to the first team is massive. It's absolutely massive, chat. And there's no escaping that. There's no escaping that at all. And so only the very best will make it. Yeah, bro, I hear it. No, Arsenal aren't parking the bus, no. I agree that both teams will look to play 100%. What we will do next year with Quenda, Garnacho and Gittins, look, maybe one of them will be sold, or we're just going to have 5 wingers. And maybe that's what we'll do. Maybe we'll have 5 wingers. Let's wait and see. I don't think that possibility can be entirely ruled out either. I think literally he'll go same team against Barcelona, or Garnacho gets dropped. He puts Neto on the left, and then he puts Delap up front. And maybe he plays Santos in midfield and Reece at right back rather than Reece in midfield with Gusto at right back. Maybe those are the situations. Maybe those are the situations that we see. I don't know. It's going to be very, very interesting. Will João Pedro start? I don't know. I don't know if João Pedro will start. He didn't come off the bench at all against Barcelona. Didn't come off the bench at all against Barca. Adding Santos in and putting James at right back, it's interesting. It's a good option to have. It's a good option to have. Yeah, look, that is reportedly the plan in the next couple of years, is to move Esteban to a 10. So I think maybe all of them do stay. I think maybe all of them do stay. Well, only time will tell. Only time will tell if they can. Only time will tell if they can. Don't think Quenda plays loads anyway. Yeah, look, we'll see. Like, they'll get more game time than you expect, because there's going to be we're going to have a lot of games coming up. So these guys will get a lot more game time, I think, than a lot of people are expecting. Guys, we're 30 likes away from 100. Let's try and push this to the 100 mark, and we're 30 subscribers away from 19k. Come on, guys. We just need that one big push now to we need the one big push, chat, to get to this 19k. It feels like I've been going to this 19k for fucking ages, and we just haven't quite got there yet. So please do hit that subscribe button. It would really, really help me out, chat. And please do smash the likes. Let's get this stream to 100 likes. Come on, chat. Yeah, I've not actually looked at it. But I'm sure he probably scored a few against them at Brighton, and maybe for Everton as well. Not Everton, sorry, for Watford. Yeah, that's the plan, and that's the hope for Chelsea. Yeah, that's what again, I think that's what the club are looking for. The versatility in the front line would be outstanding. It would be absolutely brilliant, that level of versatility. You know, that level of versatility could work wonders for us. Could work absolute wonders for us. No, I don't think so. I don't know. It's a tricky one. It is a tricky one. But look, Maresca's a massive fan of Pedro Neto. And for as long as Maresca's at the club, he will fight tooth and nail to keep Neto. Now, I understand, I've said it myself, I understand if a winger's going to go, the most obvious one from an age point of view would be would be Pedro Neto. But given how important he is to the team, I just don't see it. I really don't see it, guys. I really don't see it at all. I think Neto has got a very, very important role to play. A very important role to play. Yeah, come on, people. Come on, people. You lot know exactly what to do. Yeah, exactly. Exactly that. Exactly that. Yeah, he could well be. He could well be. I mean, I don't know if he is, but I think there's certainly a case to be put forward that he can be that. And this is going to be, yeah, this is a big week, chat. A big week. We started it off very well with 2 wins, Burnley and Barca. Now we need to finish it on a high. I'll be straight up and honest. I'd take a point now. A point would be a very good result for us. You know, a point would be a very good result. I would take a point. I know people might think, oh, you know, that's a bit defeatist or whatever, but I think a point for us in this game would be a very good result. I really think it would be a good result. I know people aren't going to agree with that, but I do think it would be a top result for us. Now, big up, brother. Appreciate you. Because I wanted this transfer and I expected this kind of play from him. Look, so far, Garnacho has done a good job and he's proven a lot of people wrong. We just need to see that these kind of consistent performances from him over a longer period. So let's hope it continues. But look, I think he's done better than what people expected, and fair play to him. We now just need to see that level on a consistent basis. Brother, I hope we're winning. I hope we're winning. You have to look at the context, right? Arsenal are the best team in Europe right now. Whether we like it or not, they're the best team in Europe. We haven't beaten them at Stamford Bridge since 2018, and we haven't won against them in general in the Premier League since 2021. They are a top side right now. A point for Chelsea is a good result. Let's not pretend that this is not a good result. A point would be a good result for us. It would. You know, yes, we want to win. Yes, I believe we can win. But let's not act like a point isn't a good result. Now, let's not act like a point at home to Arsenal is a bad result. But yeah, look, I think a draw is a good result. I mean, people might think I've lost the plot or whatever, but I don't think I have. I think a draw is a fair result, a good result for us. I think that would be a good result. But look, we've got the players who are more than capable of causing problems. But that's fine. You know, we disagree on that, and that's cool, no problem. But I think a draw is a good result. I really do, and I would take a point right now because we have to accept whether we like it or not, and we don't like it. But Arsenal are fucking good, guys. Arsenal are fucking good. Let's just be perfectly honest here. They're serious. They're legit right now. Chelsea aren't in a title race right now. 6 points behind is not a title race. Okay. If we win and go 3 points behind, then yes, at this point in time, we would be in a title race. But if we stay 6 points behind, if we go 9 points behind, there is no title race. 9 points behind, we're out before we're even in. And 6 points behind when we're not in a title race anyway. So nothing changes unless we win. Nothing changes unless we win. Nothing changes unless we win, guys, in my opinion. Nobody had Chelsea in a title race this season. We're not in a title race at the end of November. And look, we win tomorrow, 3 points back. Well, sorry, win on Sunday even. We're 3 points back, and that's a great position to be in. But then you have to go and beat Leeds. Then you have to go and beat Bournemouth. You have to follow this up. You have to go on a run. But we're not a team that can reel off, 10, 11, 12 wins on the spin like a Man City have. If we go 9 points behind, we're not reining 9 points in because we're not that team right now. We're improving, but we're not that team right now. So, yeah, you've got to be able to go on a run. And right now, we're a team that needs to be within striking distance. We've got to be a team that is within 3 to 6 points maximum. Bro, Maresca's already a very good coach. Beating Arsenal doesn't suddenly make him a great coach. He's already a very good coach. He's proven, in the big games that he's capable of producing and capable of stepping up. He's shown that. But a win against Arsenal doesn't suddenly take him from, he's now suddenly really good. I think people would respect him more and take him more seriously. But it doesn't suddenly make him a good coach if he beats Arsenal. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, look, if we get the recruitment right in the summer, then absolutely, of course we can. Of course we can. But you've got to add the right pieces to the jigsaw. This is what I've, maintained all along. The right pieces have got to be added to the jigsaw. The right pieces have got to be added to the jigsaw. So yeah, let obviously there's a long way to go, but let's hope that we do add those pieces. Let's hope we add those pieces over the summer. We do really need to do that. But look, let's move away from that and let's talk about are we 80 likes now? 80 likes incoming. Yeah, chat, let's get this to 100 likes. We're 20 likes away now. Keep smashing that like button. I've banged on about it a lot, guys, but we need to run these likes up. It does massively help me out, and it's free, and it takes you lot seconds. It really does. So, one small click of a button might not seem like much, but trust me, it really helps. We're going to move to the stadium now because there's been a little bit of an update on the stadium. And it's not particularly great because the possibility of Chelsea building a new stadium at Earls Court has hit a setback after an alternative plan for the land was approved by one of the councils involved. Hammersmith and Fulham Council's decision does not guarantee the development at Earls Court will go ahead. Kensington and Chelsea Council must still vote on the proposals, even if planning permission is given. Plenty can still go wrong before ground is actually broken. Okay, so look, one council has given approval for this kind of multi-development, multi-purpose site. Obviously, it needs other councils to vote it through. But I don't know how likely that is. I don't know what Chelsea are planning, what Chelsea are looking to do at this point in time. But that doesn't sound particularly promising. And look, if we were to lose the Earls Court site, that literally gives us one option and one option only, because they've already ruled out doing a stand-by-stand redevelopment. We're not going to do a stand-by-stand redevelopment. So what that then leaves us is knocking down Stamford Bridge and rebuilding it. And that would involve us to go and play at a Wembley or a Twickenham or wherever for probably 4 or 5 years whilst the stadium is built. And that's not ideal either. That really isn't an ideal scenario to be in. It's not an ideal scenario to be in. But yeah, it's a problem. It is a problem, and like, you know, we don't want to be like, the problem we've got is that where we're located in London is very unique. You don't get big plots of land come up very often in the vicinity of where Stamford Bridge is, and Earls Court is the perfect solution. It's the perfect solution. Nothing changes, and you get a modern, multi-purpose stadium. But if you don't get Earls Court, then you're left with one option. You knock it down, you build Stamford Bridge into the ground, you might be able to, at a push, get 65k, and you stay on the current site, but you go to a Wembley or a Twickenham, like teams have done in the past, and you play there for 3, 4, 5 years, however long it takes to build a stadium. So yeah, yeah, that would be disappointing if we had to leave. It's annoying, isn't it? Really, it's annoying. Yeah. But look, I think this is a problem. This is something that's going to rumble on for quite a while. You know, something's going to rumble on for quite a while. There's going to be no there's going to be no quick resolution to this. There's going to be no quick solution to this, chat. More than likely. Yeah, no, of course it is, bro. Of course it is. But we have to appreciate that we're missing out on so much revenue, so much match day revenue we're missing out on, so much money the club are missing out on by having a really small stadium. And it is a small stadium. It's iconic, you know, and it's a lovely place and whatnot. But the reality of the situation is, guys, we're missing out on so much revenue and we're getting left behind by our rivals. Like, we have not got a stadium befitting of our status as a club. Yeah, but they didn't have anything to knock down first, did they? Bro, the most you can get on Stamford Bridge is about 65k, just under. That's the most you can get on the current site, is about 60, 63k. That's the most you can get on the current site. You're not getting any more than that. No more than that. Look, I get it. People always say, "Oh, it won't be the same," but you do quickly get used to a new stadium. Spurs, Arsenal, Everton will get used to that stadium. Look, Goodison Park, historic, iconic, but you know, times move on. Times move on, and you do have to adapt, chat. You do have to adapt. There's no escaping that. You absolutely do have to adapt. You know, that's the reality. And you can't be blinded by nostalgia when making important decisions. You cannot be blinded by nostalgia when making important decisions. You really can't. So yeah, bro. The only way you can give Stamford Bridge to the women's team is if we left and went somewhere else. You know, the only way we'd give Stamford Bridge to the women's team is if you were able to get Earl's Court or an alternative site, and that at the moment is looking unlikely. Maybe Madrid will return after it's completed. Maybe it will. Not the amount of land required. Not the amount of land required to build in the location like that would be near the current site. No, Earl's Court is the ideal. Yeah, absolutely is. What's happening with Earl's Court right now is that they've got approval from one of the councils to carry on with their multi-purpose like plans for the Earl's Court site. They need to get it voted through by other councils. But yeah, Chelsea, if they want Earl's Court, need to start acting quickly. Earl's Court would be ideal. Earl's Court is the ideal situation because you get a multi-purpose modern stadium, and the match day experience doesn't change at all. You go into the same place, you can go to all the same pubs, you can go to all the stuff that you normally do before you go to Stamford Bridge, but you just go to Earl's Court instead. Like there's no difference in your match day experience from a travel perspective and what you do before. But yeah, look, chat. The only options are it's Earl's Court or it's Stamford Bridge gets knocked down and we go and play in another stadium for a few years whilst the new one gets built. Yep. I'm there. Of course, I'm there. I wouldn't be anywhere else. I would not be anywhere else. But it's not up to the government about giving us Earl's Court. It's not. This is not a government decision. Oh yeah, Earl's Court's the best. Earl's Court is the best here. But look, I think we also have to accept, chat, that this sort of thing is going to be long-winded. It's going to take a lot of time. It's going to take a lot of time to find a solution to this, and I think the stadium is going to be very, very slow. Very, very slow. Very, very slow. So yeah, there we are. No, look, I don't know, but again, Chelsea have not even put forward a proposal for Earl's Court, really. So yeah, these are all things that need looking at. All things that need looking at, 100%. So yeah, that's a little update on the stadium. I don't expect we'll be getting realistically any further updates on the stadium situation anytime soon. I don't think so. I don't think there'll be any updates on the stadium situation anytime soon, chat. So there we go. I mean that may as well be our stadium. You know, we've probably got more wins there. We've probably got more wins there than they have. Yeah. Bro, we're not going to share. We're not going to be sharing Craven Cottage. We're not going to be sharing Craven Cottage. That's not going to be. That's not going to be a thing that happens. That's not going to be a thing that happens. Well, to be honest, all we need to do is, as long as we score more goals than Arsenal, I don't care how many goals we score. The most important thing is score more goals than Arsenal. That's all that matters. That is literally the only thing that matters, chap. Yeah, I mean, look, winning the league just full stop is the main aim, but winning the league in Tottenham Stadium would be yeah, would be superb. It would be absolutely superb, wouldn't it? There's no escaping that. It would be brilliant, chat. It would be absolutely brilliant, wouldn't it? So let's hope that we can do that. All right, what else is going on? Chat, 10 likes from 100. Smash the like button. Come on, guys. Keep pushing. Keep pushing, chat. 10 likes from 100. Smash it up. Let's see what else is going on. Anyone got any questions in the chat? Please do let me know. Oh, it's a big few days, chat. It's a big few days coming up. Well, look, we're going to give some set pieces away. You're not going to go through a whole game and give no set pieces away. That just doesn't happen. That isn't going to happen. More than anything, we need to make sure that we're switched on and defending set pieces properly. I'm sure some people will. For me, it's not that deep. He never acted disrespectfully to the club. And yeah, I don't think it's that deep. No, I mean, I'm sure he will be because he's now an Arsenal player. But for me, I'm not asked. Really not asked. You know, I'm really not fussed. I won't be booing him. But yeah, look, people obviously will boo him. That's their prerogative. But yeah, I don't think he conducted himself badly at all when he was no, Josh doesn't start the next game. Josh doesn't start this weekend. Now, I think the next game that Josh will start, maybe a Leeds or a Bournemouth. He'll definitely start, I think, against Cardiff in the Carabao. But I don't see him starting many Premier League games at the moment. I really don't. Yeah, hopefully Madueke doesn't score. Anselmino updates. He's doing reasonably well on loan at Borussia Dortmund. So fair play to him. Fair play to him. Fair enough. Someone has paid £2 for the privilege of calling me a nonce. Fair. I mean, yeah, there we go. Big up to you, bro. He'll play Cardiff in the Cup. He played for 3 London clubs. I don't think. No. Look. Ultimately, it's worked well for both parties. You know, we got Esteval in, and yeah, you know, that and that's fine. The Madueke situation really isn't that deep. You know, not from my perspective. Not from my perspective anyway. Not from my perspective anyway. We'll get confirmation in the press conference tomorrow whether Palmer's going to be available. But I would expect Cole Palmer to be available for this game. Well, it's not been fully voted through yet. One council have given their approval to it. There still needs to be another couple of councils that need to give their approval before it's fully signed off and they can start doing work on it. So it's a bit of a nail in the coffin, but it's not a full nail in the coffin if that makes sense. But yeah, obviously it seems to be moving in the direction of that they're going to get. They're gonna go ahead with that project. Are we only 8 likes away from 100? Fair. We're only 8 likes away from 100. Nice. Smash it up, chat. Smash it up. Let's get this 100 likes boxed off. 7 likes now. We'll see. I'd still be surprised if he wasn't in the squad. Given he was in training on Monday, I am still surprised that he wouldn't be in the squad. That would still surprise me. I think he will be in the squad. I believe he will be. Yep, that'll be the key thing in the press conference tomorrow. That'll be the key thing. Yeah, Cucurella to pocket Saka. Let's hope so. Let's hope that is the case. Let's see if there's any news that's come through. Excuse me. Let's see. There doesn't seem to be much else to go through, chat. No, it doesn't appear to be. Nah, fair enough, brother. Fair enough. Look, I'm fully aware we could definitely lose this game. Absolutely. I don't think we will. I think we can get a draw or win ourselves. But no, I'm fully prepared for the fact that there's a high chance that we could lose this game. 100%. I'm ready. I'm ready for that. You know, we absolutely could lose this game. There's no escaping that. Oh yeah, absolutely. I would. Absolutely, I would. You know, I've seen it, bro. It's good. If those are people that haven't seen it, let me bring it up because yeah, that would be let me bring it up because it's good banter. It's good banter because Barcelona tried to do us dirty before the game and we've now just cooked them. So obviously Barcelona put this tweet out before the game. That shot, that scream, that night, obviously referring to the robbery back in 2009. And then we have repaid them with this here. That shot, that scream, that night with Esteval slapping it past Juan Garcia in goal. So yeah, a bit of social media banter. Always what you want to see from the club admins. It's great. You want to see more of that stuff. You want to see more of that stuff. It's it's top. It's top. It really is top. I'm a big fan of that. I'm a big fan of that. Yeah, look, obviously at the moment Liverpool have dropped off massively. Arsenal are doing very well. City at the moment 7 points back. They need a favour from us, really. The Premier League is competitive, but I'm not actually sure how much real quality there is. To be perfectly honest, chat, I'm not sure how much real quality there is in the Premier League right now. Probably Arsenal. Yeah, he is. But in fairness, Anthony Taylor's not actually been that bad in recent Chelsea games. I think we'll win without Gabriel Sousam. Bro, they're still very, very good defensively. Yes, Gabriel is a miss, but look, Mosquera's done very well. Hincapié has also done well. Like, I think we just got to be honest here. You know, that they're a very good side. They got the best squad in the league comfortably right now. They are the best team in Europe at this point in time. But we love a challenge, and we love taking the big boys down. So there's no reason for me why we can't go and do that. We do love to take the big boys down. That is what we very, very much enjoy doing. So yeah, why couldn't we potentially go and do a job? Quite possibly. Yeah, look, we're going to go into this game and we're going to give it our best. And what will be, will be. But yeah, I think we've definitely got the quality. We've definitely got the quality to get the job done. So yeah, there we are, chat. There we are. Oh shit. But yeah, this is without doubt a huge game. I cannot stress enough how big this game is. It's massive. It's absolutely massive. I don't think there's anything more we can say than that. There's nothing more we can say. Nothing more we can say other than it's huge. When is the preview? I got preview dropping tomorrow morning, 9:30 UK time with Potts. And then I think I'm going to be doing something with Lee Judges, but I'm just waiting for him to WhatsApp me back because he hasn't WhatsApped me back yet. So I need to follow that up. But yeah, Potts preview that's dropping tomorrow. Yeah, Stamford Bridge will be rocking Sunday. 100% it will. 100% it will. You do not have to worry about that. Stamford Bridge will be rocking, people. It will be rocking. Going live. No, the preview's not live. I recorded it today. Live maybe Saturday morning. Yeah, maybe Saturday morning. Potentially be live Saturday morning, but there's content going out over the next few days, chat. Don't you worry about that. There's content going out. Can I see us getting top 8 in the UCL? Yeah, I can see us getting top 8. We need to win 2 of those last 3 games, I feel, and we will get top 8, in my opinion. We need to win 2 of those last 3 games, and then then I think we can We can get the top 8. Guys, final 5 likes to 100. Keep smashing it up. Keep smashing it up, guys. But yeah, I am going to round this one out here. Big up to everyone that's tuned in this afternoon. Appreciate each and every single one of you for the support, for tuning in. Big up to the community. Enjoy the rest of your day wherever you are in the world. Make sure you stay tuned for the preview dropping 9:30 UK time tomorrow. Big up to everyone. Love the support. Thank you for getting involved in the show. As always, please smash that like button on the way out. We're 3 likes away from 100. Subscribe if you're new. Less than 30 subscribers from 19K. Help me reach the next milestone. I will catch you lot again very, very soon. Up the Chelsea, and we are out. Love.